All right, as a dad, be completely honest. What do you think about if someone says the word feminine to describe you? How does that feel for you? If someone says, "Oh, he's feminine," how do you take that? I ask that question because most of us, we are socially conditioned to not want to be feminine. We hear that word and we run the other way. We think it means we're weak. We think it means we're soft, right? And I'm here to tell you that as a dad, which is a label, a role, you are much more than what you are giving yourself credit for, right? As a dad, you are much more than this rough and tough guy. As a dad, you are also a nurturer. You are also understanding. You're also compassionate. But society has used these labels and these roles to put you in a box, to put us in a box. And my point of this entire channel and this video is to slowly help us move away from that and to embrace that we are everything. We're the all, right? We are this conscious energy that is the all. We encompass all things. So this video is about why it's important to embrace both masculine energy and feminine energy in fatherhood. I'm also going to break it down to, feminine and masculine, all they are energetic traits. That's it. So the word masculine is just a label to define energetic traits. The word feminine is just a word somebody made up one day. And as a society, we use these words to define energetic traits. It has nothing to do with your gender. Absolutely nothing. The problem is society has conditioned us to lean heavily into one side or the other. I think that is very important for us to realize. The words have nothing to do with gender. So listen to this thought experiment. If you go outside and you go to the average man, hey, are you routined? The average dad, right? Are you routined? Are you structured? Are you a provider? Are you a protector? Are you a go-getter? They're going to say yes, majority of those things, right? Do you think with logic? Yes. Okay. Now ask the same men, ask the same dads, do you have the ability to be vulnerable with your kids? Right? Do you have the ability to be empathetic with your kids? Do you have the ability to be compassionate? Do you have the ability to think from your use your intuition? Do you have the ability to think with your gut? They're going to say yes. So what that means is you are also very much equally feminine as you are masculine, but because of the society that we grew up in, we have been trained to wear the masculine traits, proudly. But the problem is, in fatherhood, if you are not addressing both of these energetic traits, your children are not seeing a side of you that they desperately need. And, in my personal life, I promise you, I go through this. My father was like most men, he was very masculine when it comes to these energetic traits. And I never felt like I could go to him for anything other than sports. And, it came full circle when I was going through something really traumatic a couple years ago, and I asked everyone for help. I purposely did not ask my dad. I'm like, he's not going to know what's happening. I asked every single person for help, my mom, my friends, my sister. No one provided any type of help to me unintentionally. They tried, right? They tried, but they all just made me feel even worse about what I was going through. My dad, I was like, let me just call him. My last option, right? Because what I was going through, he had to have known about it anyway. Like, it was going to impact him. So I pick up the phone and let me just call him. I say, hey, Dad, just want you to know this is what's happening. I promise you, we talked for 10 minutes. My dad made me feel way more grounded than anybody else did. My dad made me feel way more centered. He made me feel way more balanced. He made me feel so validated, like everything is going to be okay. I hung up the phone, I cried, right? And I cried because I doubted him, like, but why did I doubt him? Why did I doubt him? I doubted him because no fault of his. He's just doing what he was taught. He never gave me any opening, any reasoning to believe that I can come to him with something that was not surface level. He never gave me that. And so I doubted him. I went through my whole adult life not even thinking about going to my dad about anything that I was going through that was emotional. And, you don't want your kids to end up thinking of you that way, right? My son is 13 years old right now. I don't want him to just come to me about girls. Like, if my son wakes up one day and thinks that he's not worthy, if he wakes up one day and thinks that he he doesn't feel validated, why can't he come to his dad and talk to his dad about that? Because his dad has feminine energies as well. So it's not just his mom. Like, he can come to his dad and talk to his dad about not feeling heard, not feeling seen. He can come to me about that. And I'm going to wear that badge proudly, right? I'm not going to just say, oh, go to your mom. Why? Why? You're all things. You are all things. Somebody told me one time, they're like, it's a dad's job to give tough love. It's a dad's job to be tough. Where did you learn that? And how is it working out for you in your own relationship with your father? Because a lot of the times, a lot of men resonate with me with this feeling of like disliking their dads when they were growing up. They did not feel any type of love from their dads when they were growing up, and they kind of disliked their dads. But if you feel like how I feel about my relationship with my dad growing up, why would you not want to? Why would we not want to? I'm sorry if it feels like I'm pointing a finger, because I feel like I have the right to talk about this because I've lived through this, right? So why can't we feel like we can switch it? Why not start with us? Why not be self-aware? Why not start with us? So just remember, feminine, masculine, these are labels for energetic traits that we need to embrace, both of them, right? The universe needs to be balanced. This is a spiritual law. This is a fact. So why not try your hardest to be balanced in fatherhood? And something else that really what did Peter Griffin say, grinds my gears, is when you know I'll see a dad being extremely vulnerable, extremely compassionate, extremely understanding, extremely open-minded. These are all feminine traits that we all have. I'll see them being that way with their friends, their coworkers, their spouse. Why not be the same way with your kid? You don't think your kid deserves to see all of you? Right? Our kids deserve to see all of us. So why are we just giving our whole complete selves to everyone else, but quite possibly the most important beings in our lives, our offspring? Think about that. That's something I think I'm gonna leave this video with you to think about. Just think about, how can you realize that your children deserve all of you? They don't just deserve the stern, rough and tough. There's a time and a place for that. But embrace the other side of that. And don't think you can't embrace it because your dad didn't embrace it, and his dad didn't embrace it, and his dad didn't embrace it. It's 2025. Like, we are in the business of changing, breaking generational curses, generational cycles that will have a negative impact on not only our children but their future relationships. You got to understand, the way that you talk to your kids now as a dad, the level of emotion, the level of vulnerability that you hold back or you give them, determines the spouse they pick, the spouses they will pick. It determines how they show up in the workplace. It determines how they show up in a group presentation for school. This stuff matters. I can't say it any different. This stuff matters. Embrace both the feminine side embrace both the masculine side, and remember it has nothing to do with you being a man, your gender, and everything to do with energetic traits that are so important when you're raising a child. And with that, I am out.